Protect the flock, we rally in the lion's den. Shield to shield, the storm is thundering. Unleash the roar, let the lions run. Torch the night until the battle's won.
All right, welcome back to the Lion's Den. Now I know my sound is off. It was off Sunday on my episode. It's still off. But when they fixed my computer, it went back to the normal sound, the one that was screwed up all the time. So I'm waiting on Cole to call me. He's going to help me fix it. So hopefully by Sunday, my sound will be better. But you can tell it's off, right? And so I apologize for that. But I'll get that fixed as soon as I talk with Cole because I don't know what I'm doing. All right. So we're going to continue on with this book. Got 2 more weeks. This week and next week we'll be finished with the book. And so I know that it's a pain. I know that it's a pain listening to me read. Imagine reading. Let me tell you, there was a group that had wanted me to start doing the JCAM, reading the JCAM. So can you imagine how boring that would be? This is just a small route inspection booklet. I had people actually reaching out saying, we'd like for you to read the JCAM so that we can listen to it on our route. Now that would put people to sleep, right? Oh, gone. But we got 2 more weeks of this book, then we're going to get into some more route protection stuff, all right? The heat. The heat. I know I'm talking about that on Sunday's podcast, but the heat. Carriers, take care of yourself out there. It is hot. It is hot. And you see it on social media, everybody talking about the heat in their vehicles. Please be careful. Let me tell you something. Nothing's more important than your health and your safety. Nothing. That mail is not important. It's not important. As a shop steward, I can get you out of just about anything when it comes to your safety and your health. All right. We'll talk more about that Sunday. That's not what this one's about, but I just want to let you know, please be careful out there. Please be careful. CCA Corner, they're going to do an episode on heat. Please listen to that, even if you're not a CCA. But Mallory Cole and Badmouth, they're going to do an episode specifically for heat. All right. And what to do. And so please listen to that. You also had Richie Ray on Hot House with Richie Ray, episode 59. They did a fantastic job on heat-related issues, and that was with Walt McGregory and Bill Kriebel. All three of those will be next business agents of their respective regions. So, but listen to episode 59. Educate yourself, all right, on heat. We have got to go home safely, all right. I know there's a gentleman fighting for his life in Kentucky right now in the ICU. Heat-related issues. You see it all over the place. Heat-related issues. So remember, nothing's more important than your safety. Nothing's more important than your health. The mail, last thing I'd worry about. Okay. So let's get back into the 6-day count book. I'm going to read 20 pages. If it's 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I'm going to read 20 pages. Next week, I'm going to read the rest of it. Okay. So here we go. 1840 reverse generated by core. As routes are adjusted, or will make changes to relay time, travel to, travel within, and travel from times for each route. These time changes are shown on Form 1840 reverse. This is an example of a Form 1840 reverse generated by CORE for Route City 12 in Zone 33140. Take a look at the section outlined in the black box. And I know that this 6-day count stuff is extremely boring and it's a week apart. But once all these episodes are put up, you can listen to them back to back to back to back, and you'll hear the whole book. You'll hear the entire booklet in one sitting. And so, if you want to be very well versed in it, just keep listening to it. Keep listening to it if that's your thing. Some people's joint statement, some people's Article 16, some's Article 8. If you want to be one of those that are well versed in route inspection, route protection, this will never go away. If there's a joint process, you're still going to use Section 2 of the M39. Okay, so it will benefit us in the long run. I promise. As painful as excruciating as this has been. The first line in the box is an addition core made to the route by adding time for relay time. You can see the letters EXR beside the words relay time. This means that 14:37, 14 minutes and 37 seconds was the relay time on the existing route, the route before any adjustment. To the right of the EXR time, you can see the letters ADJ. This is the relay time Core credited to the route after the adjustment. In the example above, the ADJ time is 17:51, 17 minutes and 51 seconds. If the ADJ time is greater than the EXR time, you will see the letter A in the relief addition column because time has been added to the route. If the ADJ time is less than the EXR time, an R for relief will appear because Core has taken time from the route. This is usually the case. Changes in travel to, travel from, travel within, and relay time are identified the same way. Remember, all changes must be documented, validated, explained by appropriate comments on Form 1840 reverse, and discussed at the carrier consultation as required by M 1661 and M 1859. Further down, you can see Old Relay, Bruce Street, minus 133. This means Core deleted a relay located at Bruce Street and deducted 1 minute and 33 seconds of relay time from the route. On the next line, you see a similar entry indicating that a new relay has been added. In this example, the new relay located at 216 43rd Street resulted in 104, 1 minute and 4 seconds, time credit being given to Route City 12. The bottom line is form has an entry for parcel delivery. You can see the letter A in the relief addition, column indicating that this is an addition to the route. Scroll all the way over to the street time column, and you can see the 2 minutes was credited to the route for this parcel delivery. Allied time entries like this will automatically show up on a Form 1840 reverse generated by Core when Allied time is added to or taken from the route. PS Form 3999. The Form 3999 is used to record all data on the day an examiner accompanies a letter carrier on the street. The times on this form are used to determine the value of territory transferred from one route to another. It is important for the NELC representatives to understand the various street functions that are used to ensure route examiners record all allied and delivery street time on the appropriate function, and that time credit is given where time credit is due. Failure to do so can result in inaccurate route adjustments, especially when adjustments are done using the Carrier Optimal Routing Core program. Reading the PS Form 3999. Every line on Form 3999 will have either an Allied time function listed or actual deliveries. Allied time is fully explained later in the section. The actual deliveries are listed by what are called sector segments. A sector segment will list a number range and a street name. The Form 3999 will also show the type of deliveries, how many possible deliveries are within the sector segment, how many deliveries were made, and how much street time credit was given for each sector segment. The top of every page of a Form 3999 will look like this. Of course, you can't see it. You should begin reading this form by looking at the second column from the left. This column is called block number and street name. This is where you will see the Allied time function entry or the street name and block range that is included for the sector segment you're looking at. For example, the very first entry on the form above is for the Allied time function vehicle load. The first sector segment entry on the example form above is located on the third line from the top. The sector segment is 1000 to 1098 Oak Street. Now go back over to the first column on the left. This column is called Delivery Methods. It shows you the delivery method used for each sector segment. This column will be blank for Allied time entries. In the example above, you can see the letter O in this column beside the sector segment. 1000 to 1098 Oak Street. This means the delivery method for this sector segment listed is Other. This column will have one of the delivery methods listed below. P, Park, L, Loop, V, Vehicle, D, dismount. O, other. The third column from the left is called travel pattern. This column shows you if the sector segment contains only even numbered deliveries, only odd numbered deliveries, or both. Look at the 1000 to 1098 Oak Street sector segment. The letter E in this column tells you that this sector segment contains only even numbered deliveries. This column will have one of the travel patterns listed below. E, even. O, odd. X, crisscross. If a sector segment contains only odd number addresses, you will see an O in this column. If it contains both even and odd numbered addresses, you will see an X in this column. The fourth column from the left is called time enter block. This is the time of the day the delivery of the sector segment or the allied time function began. In the example above, the very first entry is vehicle load. The time enter block column shows that the vehicle load began at 10 o'clock. Look at the 1098 Oak Street sector segment again. You can see that the carrier began delivering this sector segment at 10:16:21. As you can see, the times on the form are listed in hours, minutes, seconds. The fifth column from the left is called actual time used. This is the actual time used for the entry. On the vehicle load entry, you can see that this letter carrier took 7 minutes and 30 seconds to load the vehicle. You can also see that it took 2 minutes and 38 seconds to deliver the 1098 Oak Street sector segment. If you add the actual time used to the time enter block, you should always come up with a total that appears in the time enter block for the function on the next line. The rest of the columns contain delivery information for sector segment entries only. You will not see any information in these columns for allied time entries. These columns are broken into two main categories, residential and business. These categories are then further broken down into 5 subcategories, providing information on the type of deliveries within the sector segment and how many deliveries are made on the day the Form 3999 was conducted. These subcategories are the same for residential and business deliveries. Deliveries, costs other. The number listed and the amount of possible deliveries in the sector segment serviced by foot, park, and loop or dismount. Deliveries possible curb. The amount of possible curb line mounted deliveries. Deliveries possible NDCBU. The amount of possible NDCBU cluster box deliveries. Deliveries possible other central. The amount of possible other centralized deliveries. Deliveries made. The amount of deliveries that the carrier actually made for that sector segment on the day the Form 3999 was conducted. Look back at the 1098 Oak Street sector segment in the example Form 3999. You can see the letter carrier delivered that sector segment using other delivery method. Serviced the even side of the road, started the segment of 10:16:21, and took 2 minutes and 38 seconds to deliver 9 out of 11 possible residential deliveries. Allied time. Many of the tasks associated with the delivery of mail are recorded as allied time on Form 3999. This section is designed to provide a clear understanding of each work function and what duties should be covered under each. Street work functions, recorded as allied time, are divided into 3 categories in the USPS computer system: function analysis, other street time, and non-recurring street time. Note, pay particular attention to time recorded as non-recurring street time. Most time recorded under these work functions is recurring and should be a part of the route, such as replenish time. Do not let the term non-recurring trick you into thinking it's okay to automatically deduct time recorded in the non-recurring category from a route. You should review any time deduction made to a route. Non-recurring street time. An explanation of each work function that is listed in the USPS computer system as non-recurring street time follows. Backtracking. This function is used for a letter carrier to return to a prior delivery to deliver a piece of mail that was missed. For example, if letter carriers are instructed on a normal basis to go back and deliver missequenced pieces of DPS or FSS mail, this is where the time spent would be recorded. In this particular situation, the time should not be deducted from a letter carrier's street time. Animal interference, time spent dealing with an animal attack or avoiding animals. An example would be when a letter carrier is required to walk an extra distance away from a house to avoid an animal. If this happens on a recurring basis, the time should not be deducted from a letter carrier's street time. Waiting for relays. This is time spent waiting for mail to be delivered to a relay box on a foot route. If a letter carrier gets to a relay box and the mail for the next relay is not in the box, and this happens on a recurring basis, the time spent waiting for the mail to arrive should not be deducted from a letter carrier's street time. Waiting for transportation. This is time spent waiting for transportation. For example, if a letter carrier is required to use public transportation on the route, the time waiting for such transportation, where it occurs on a regular basis, should not be deducted from a letter carrier's street time. Waiting other. Most non-recurring waiting time not covered by any of the other functions will be recorded under waiting other. Managers must take notes regarding reasons for placing letter carriers on this function. You should review these notes very carefully for errors. Temporary detail. This function is used for any duties performed on the day the Form 3999 is conducted that are not part of the route. For example, time spent performing work on another route on a day of street inspection would be recorded here. In this example, the time would be deducted from a letter carrier's street time. Management time. This is time spent away from normal street duties due to the needs of the examiner performing the Form 3999. For example, if the supervisor receives a phone call to return to the office and a letter carrier has to drive him or her back, this is where the time spent would be recorded. Time should only be deducted when a letter carrier completely stops working for no other reason than the route examiner's needs. Accident. In the unfortunate event of an accident, time spent waiting due to the accident is recorded under this function. Expect this time to be deducted from a letter carrier's street time. Miscellaneous other. This function is used to cover anything not covered under any of the other functions mentioned. Managers must take notes regarding reasons for placing letter carriers on this function. You should review these notes very carefully for errors. Replenish. This is time spent moving mail into position for delivery. For example, taking a tray of mail from the back of the vehicle and moving it to the front onto the tray for delivery. Time spent under this function should not be deducted from a letter carrier's street time. Function analysis street time. An explanation of each specific work function that is listed in the USPS computer system as function analysis street time follows. Relay time. This is time spent preparing mail for delivery for the next loop on a park and loop or foot route. Relay time could include loading mail into the satchel, gathering DPS, FSS, or loading parcels for the next loop. Time spent replenishing mail on a curbside mounted route is not relay time. Travel to. Travel to time begins when the vehicle departs from the office and ends when the first delivery is reached. Travel from. Travel from time begins after the letter carrier has completed delivering the route and begins to travel back to the office. It ends when the vehicle has been parked and the vehicle unload function begins. Vehicle load. Vehicle load times begin when the letter carrier moves to the street and ends when the vehicle is loaded and he/she departs from the office to head out for the route. Vehicle unload. Vehicle unload time begins when the vehicle is parked after returning to the office. This function continues while the vehicle is being unloaded and ends when the letter carrier pushes the empty equipment into the post office and swipes his or her badge at the clock to move back to the office. Other street time. An explanation of each work function that is listed in the USPS computer system as other street time follows. Travel within. Travel within is time recorded when driving from one park point to another while not delivering mail on a park and loop route. Time spent traveling from one geographic area, neighborhood, to another without delivery mail on a mounted curbside riding route is also recorded as travel within. Time spent traveling from one mounted curbside riding cluster box or dismount delivery to another along a route is not travel within, it is delivery time. Accountable delivery. Time spent delivering accountables mail on the street, such as registered mail, certified mail, express mail, signature confirmation, CODs, etc., and filling out the PS Form 3849 when appropriate, is recorded under this function. Parcel delivery. Time spent delivering parcels and filling out PS Form 3849 when appropriate is recorded under this function. Street break time. This is the time spent taking breaks on the street. Some units will have one break on the street and some will have two. Street breaks are separate and apart from lunch breaks or comfort stops. Normally, breaks are 10 minutes each. However, there are offices that have negotiated longer break times. Collection time. Time spent on collection duties that are a normal part of the route should be recorded under this function. Time spent on collections that are not part of the route should be recorded as temporary detail. Deadhead time. Times begin when the letter carrier finishes the last delivery point on a sector segment and retraces past completed deliveries in order to return to the vehicle or next delivery point. It is not time spent driving from park point to park point. See travel within. Personal needs. Letter carriers are afforded the opportunity to take comfort stops to tend to personal needs, and the time used is recorded under this function, including any travel time associated with comfort stops. Customer contact. Letter carriers talk to customers on a daily basis. This function should be used to record time spent in conversation with customers about postal issues and/or routine items such as giving directions. Gas vehicle. Any time spent away from the normal line of travel to gas the vehicle is recorded under this function, including any associated travel time. NELC representatives should be sure to look at the $39.99 data summary and the $39.99 function analysis screens when reviewing Forms 3999 for each route. The $39.99 data summary screen gives a summary of the time breakdown of the work functions mentioned above. It also shows a number of details relating to the number and percentage of possible deliveries made on the day the Form 3999 was conducted. The 3999 function analysis screen shows how much time was recorded under each of the work functions described above. Detailed explanations of how to read these screens will be covered in a few pages. NELC representatives should also review the 3999 audit trail report for each route. This report will show you many of the manual changes a manager has made to the Form 3999. A detailed explanation of how to read the 3999 audit trail report can be seen in the next 2 pages. 3999 audit trail report. The 3999 audit trail report is produced from the DOIS system and shows some of the changes made to a Form 3999 after it has been completed. This report may hold the clues as to why some of the street time on the day of inspection disappeared. We will walk you through the example below. In the example above, the zip code, route number, and data capture date are found under the title of the form. The data capture date is the date the Form 3999 was done on the route. The example Form 3999 was completed on 1/10/2011. The column to the far left is the version number, VER MBR column. And number 1 is the initial entry made on Form 3999. The number 2 is a change to the time recorded as number 1 for a particular function. And number 3 is a change to a number 2. And number 4 is a change to number 3, and so on. A number 1 without a number 2 indicates a deletion of an initial entry to Form 3999. This means time was deleted from Form 3999 is gone forever unless we investigate and find out if the deletion was proper or not. The second column from the left is the delivery method, DELMET, used for a sector segment. Delivery method choices are park and loop, P&L, curb line, curb, dismount, dis, or other, OTHR. The third column is the block number and street name. The fourth column is the travel pattern, TVL, PAT, for the sector segment, and O means odd side of a street, and E means even side, a B means deliveries on both even and odd sides, and an X means crisscrossing delivery. The fifth column is for actual time used. This shows the time recorded or what the time originally recorded was changed to for the sector, segment, or function. All columns to the right of the actual time used column mirror the possible and made deliveries as recorded for the entry you're looking at on the Form 3999. On the example 3999 audit trail report, the first entry you see is a change for the sector segment 114 to 114.98, Northwest 13th Port. The number 1 in the VER MBR column shows that the actual time used was 56 seconds. On the next line, you see that number 2 in the VER MBR column shows that the actual time used was 1 minute and 6 seconds. This means the time on the sector segment was increased from 56 seconds to 1 minute and 6 seconds. Look for the entry for travel within towards the bottom of the example report. This entry is for 6 seconds. There is only a version 1, not followed by another version, so this 6 seconds of travel within was deleted and no travel within time added. Note, this report does not show all the edits made to a Form 3999. However, it is a good starting place when verifying the street time used by a letter carrier on the day of inspection. 3999 Data Capture Summary Screen. The 3999 Data Capture Summary is not a form or report. It is a screen that exists in the Postal Service's DOIS program. Management has the ability to print a copy of the screenshot if you request it. The information found here is taken from a Form 3999. It is important to obtain a copy of this summary following an adjustment for 2 reasons. First, it is the only screen that gives you the total possible deliveries and the number of deliveries made on the day of the Form 3999. Second, it gives you a thorough breakdown of allied time and delivery time from the day of the Form 3999. Stewards can also use it as a quick reference point when investigating if the proper Form 3999 is being used for an adjustment in situations where more than one Form 3999 is completed on a route. Now we'll walk through the report to help you understand the information available to you. As you can see in our example, the top of the data summary screen lists the route number, data capture date, and street analysis type. This example pertains to Route 2608. The data capture date, or the day Form 3999 was conducted on this route, was 1/10/2011, and it was a full all-day 3999 segment, not a segment, partial day 3999 for Route 2608. The box on the left side of the screen is the time breakdown. All of the allied time from the Form 3999 fits into one of the 7 descriptions listed there. They include load vehicle, travel to route, travel from route, vehicle unload, relay time, other street time, and non-recurring street time. All this time is added and displayed as an entry across from the total allied time. A line for total delivery time follows. The next to last line is the total gross time line, which does not include a lunch time. The lunch time is on the last line. The screenshot shows the letter carrier on Route 2608 took 24 minutes and 33 seconds to load the vehicle, 11 minutes and 8 seconds to travel to the route, 16 minutes and 46 seconds to travel from the route, and 7 minutes and 22 seconds to unload the vehicle on the day of inspection. The letter carrier spent 0 on relay time, 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 25 seconds on other street, and 29 minutes and 55 seconds on recurring street time, on non-recurring street time, on the day of inspection. The total allied time recorded is 2 hours and 44 minutes and 10 seconds. The total delivery time recorded is 4 hours, 45 minutes, and 8 seconds. The total gross time for Route 2608 on this day is 7 hours, 29 minutes, and 17 seconds, not including lunch. The box on the right side of the screen shows the additional detail analysis. The first line reveals the total possible deliveries, followed by the total deliveries made. Then you have the percentage deliveries made, total possible deliveries line. Next is the total other street time less break time line. This should correspond with the other street time listed on the left side of the summary minus the break time used by the letter carrier. Finally, you have a line for other street time average per delivery made. The screenshot shows there was 861 possible deliveries on Route 2608 and 840 deliveries made for a total of 97.6% of the possible deliveries made on this day. It also has other street time used for Route 2608, excluding the 10-minute street break time, was 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 25 seconds. The other street time average per delivery made section was 4 minutes and 60 seconds per delivery on the day of inspection. $39.99 function analysis screen. The $39.99 function analysis screen is not a form or report. It is a screen that exists in the Postal Service's DOIS program, like the data capture summary screen. Management can print a copy of this screenshot if requested. The information found here is generated from a Form 3999 completed on a route. This screen is the most important document you can review if you want to understand what Allied time is, as well as which street work functions are considered to be in Allied time. It is also important because it offers a snapshot of all the Allied time in one place, which can help you pick up on possible problems. Note, if the adjustments to the routes in the zone you are reviewing were completed in core, the totals on this screen should match what is in the Allied time box in the core existing route summary report. On the example, the top of the 3999 function analysis screen has the route number, data capture date, and street analysis type. You can see this route is 2608. A Form 3999 was completed on 1/10/2011, and it was a full day, all day 3999, not a segment, partial day of Route 2608. There are 3 sections on this screen. All 3 sections have a function description and total time column involved for each element of Allied time. The first section is function analysis. It shows relay, travel, and vehicle load unload times, other street time, and non-recurring street time. The second section is other street time detail. It shows travel within, accountable delivery, parcel delivery, street break, collection, deadhead, personal needs, customer contact, and gas vehicle time. The summary reveals that Route 2608 used 13 minutes and 41 seconds of travel within time, 14 minutes and 37 seconds of accountable delivery time, 26 minutes 22 seconds of parcel delivery time, 10 minutes of street break time, 8 minutes and 55 seconds of personal needs time, and 50 seconds of customer contact time. There was no collection, deadhead, or gas vehicle time recorded. This gives us a total of 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 25 seconds recorded as other street time for Route 2608 on this day. The last section is non-recurring street time detail. It shows backtracking, animal interference, waiting for relays, waiting for transportation, waiting other, temporary detail, management, accident, and miscellaneous other or replenish time. On some screens, replenish time will appear rather than miscellaneous other. Our example summary shows Route 2608 recorded using 4 minutes 7 seconds of backtracking time, 15 minutes and 41 seconds of waiting other time, 13 seconds of accident time, 9 minutes and 54 seconds of miscellaneous other time on this day. There was no animal interference, waiting for relays, waiting for transportation, temporary detail, or management time recorded. This gives us a total of 29 minutes and 55 seconds recorded as non-recurring street time for Route 2608 on this day. And there's 20 pages. 20 more pages. Next week we'll be done with it. Done with the reading, okay? Seriously though, I know that's boring as heck, but if you want to be very good at it, and it's something that, like I said, if you want a specialty, something that's going to make you even more important to the union, 6-day counts, route count and inspection, route protection. If you're wanting to be that person that the union goes to, and I know that they're out there, I was one of those, that had some kind of specialty. JSOV is a specialty. 16.8, LMOU, OWCP, specialties like that. 6-day count's one of the biggest ones. Why? Because they will never stop. There will always be some form of 6-day count, whether it be a joint process, an actual 6-day count outside of a joint process. So if you want to be very good at things, repetition. Listen, look at everything you can, get every book that you can. Section 2 of the M39, as boring as that is, this book, as boring as that is, keep listening. All right. And you will become extremely important to the Union when you get those things down, and they will be coming to you, and you'll have you a good little future if that's what you want. If that's what you want. Okay. Sunday, I'll be back for mate arbitration. Next Wednesday, we'll be back. Lions Den. Y'all be careful out there. It is hot. It's hot. I went in this morning. You walk out to your vehicle, and you're like, dear God, how am I going to make it through this one? It's already that hot. Just walking to your vehicle to load. And take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We are all we've got. The city letter carriers, right? Light blue. We are all we've got. A lot of things going on social media. People trying to help each other. Our brothers and sisters in light blue trying to help each other, give each other tips and advice on how to remain safe in this heat. Take care of each other. All right. You love each other above everything else. Love each other. All this political stuff, we'll take care of all that. We're going to handle all that. It's not a concern. Okay. The one thing you can do, love each other. All right. You love each other. Everything else is going to work out just the way you want it. Okay. I love you very much, City Letter Carriers. We're in this fight together. Tomorrow we be back at it in that heat, man. I love you. I'll talk to y'all Sunday, all right?